Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Tifosi Time, your weekly Serie A podcast. This is episode 119, which I am dubbing the Divine Comedy episode for Juventus fans like us, because Max, Dante Allegri's long-lost cousin, has brought us way past paradise, past purgatory, and into the inferno. So say hello, people, because life sucks if you're a Juventus fan, so say hello.
Hi.
I don't even know what the hell you just said.
The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri.
Okay, sure. We'll go with that.
Daddy knows what I'm talking about. Inferno, Purgatorio.
Daddy
You know
doesn't
what
even know what we're doing right now.
Yeah, Paradiso, exactly. It's one of the most well-known books of all
Listen,
time.
Divina Commedia. You don't know the Divina Commedia?
They forced us to read it.
Would you not agree that Juventus is in the Divine Comedy and we are straight up in Inferno right now? Thanks to his long-lost cousin, Max Allegri.
It can't get
Is it a
worse.
stretch? I was proud of myself for that intro. Well, anyways, that bombed. But look who I'm talking to. You guys don't read.
In the chat, Dom goes, read something.
Read something. Anyway, say hello, fellas. I'm Frank. I'm here with Chris, Dan, and Pietro. Say hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey there. There wasn't just Juventus, by the way, this week. I mean, if we want to talk, Milan has been freaking atrocious too. So at least we can rag on them a little bit.
No, because everyone's problems pale in comparison to ours. But
That's
okay.
true, but Milan is.
That's not true at all.
That's not
That's
true.
not true. For what I see, they don't like us. They don't like Juventus. They don't want us out. Which, if we go out of the Italian Championship, what do we play? Who's going to watch the game?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like if they're trying to push Juventus
Who's
instead
going to
of
sell
me or
paper?
whatever,
They're going to sell paper. They're not going to sell.
instead of embracing your big teams that bring in money, it's like punishing your big teams that bring in money. Like the league really makes no money.
You
So
know
that doesn't help
what I say? They alterate everything. I understand that Juventus is the whole team who put a man in the sport. Inter won the championship without the player. You see, that's so if you don't pay 60 million, I don't know what they do to them.
So to catch everyone up, Juventus did lose. We'll talk about the game, but as far as the 15 points deduction, they came out with a 36-page explanation as to why there was the 15 points.
Did you read it?
Yeah, but you see, all the media talk, Juventus Serie B, all the stuff, they made the wrong. But I would not be surprised if after the recourse that Juventus did, they send the case back and say, because you see, there was Juventus about 90, right? For the plusvalenza, fictitia, right? All right. Now, and the tribunal has solved them. They say, all right, it's you can say exactly how much is the worth of a player, things like that. So everybody's out, everybody's okay. Then they come in because two people from Juventus, Cherubini and Agnelli, they have the telephone calls between each other. They say something, and now they reopen the case, but they went to another things, Article 4, they say, which has nothing to do with that. And with this two phone call, they decide Juventus did all this thing. I would not be surprised to say, to see, to the case to go back where you came from and say, oh, because I don't think.
Well, the original evidence was brought on by something else, and then the person who tried this case, right, asked if they could use that evidence to reopen the case. Wasn't it about something else? The original, this new evidence that they supposedly found. And
the original they are solved, everybody.
Yeah.
Just because they said this is a two phone call, they do all this mess with, and the procuratore say 9 points. You go to the federal court and they say 15. Come on.
Clearly, there was
Usually
more
when you want
evidence
to say,
against Juventus than other teams. That's why they pursued it and actually got punished. There's no denying
Yeah, but
that.
here's the thing. Here's the problem I have, right? It's there. First of all, there's no any market, okay? Any market, whether it's a player market, right, of transfers, or a housing market, or a used car market, any market, every something is only the price of something is dependent on what someone's willing to pay for it, right? So if someone's willing to pay for your house, whatever they pay for it, that's the price. You can ask for 2 million, someone will only give you 500. That's what it's worth, right? For players, there's no set way to make these
no,
values.
by the way, even if to talk about the future, some people they 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 say this house in the future is worth this much. They think because
Yeah, they make a
they
bet.
know he bet.
Yeah, but yeah, they're basically saying, okay, it's going to appreciate, it's going to depreciate, whatever. So this whole thing,
And everybody did
the
that.
whole system is set up like that. Everybody does that. So and it takes two to tango, doesn't it? Doesn't it take two
Uh,
people to take the
Yeah, we
exchange or
went
whatever?
over all this stuff last week. I don't think we have to go through the whole thing again. You guys are still butthurt that they got penalized. I'm over it.
No,
They
I'm
got
no, I'm
beyond.
now over.
ran.
I'm not still hurt
I'm
about that.
now
To me,
over
I was
because you
ready to
see,
more talk about
probably they're going to
Allegri.
send us in Serie B. That's what they want.
But
I
that,
was
Now they're not going to do nothing
but
that much
there's
because
nothing
you
you
see
can do about it.
Juventus, even they send us Serie B, we come back and we're going to win another night
Okay.
championship.
Okay, let's talk about the actual game because that's something we can
The
see.
actual game, all right, the actual game. The first half we suck.
2-0 win
Right?
for Monza.
The first half we suck. Now we suck. I'd say we suck for one thing. I didn't see at the player, I didn't they face motivation. Plus, Alleri, as usually, he make a mistake on the formation because you see, play with the lead, the Shilio on the right side. You tell them you want to play with five defense. You tell them no attack us. And plus another thing is this Shilio is one of them that came from injury, right?
Yeah.
Why you study him?
because everything Allegri does is random. He doesn't build any continuation. He goes,
No.
this week you're gonna play. This week you're.
He has favorites.
He has favorites.
Another things. Kostic, he play like that because he wants him to come back. But if Kostic you say, oh, play the way you know how forward, Kostic will be different a lot.
Well, yeah, same as
A
when he
lot
played
different.
same as when he played Keza in DeCilio's place last week and he did nothing. Because they're not going to run 100 yards.
And
Right.
now he start Paredes, he start Locatello. Why? Why?
Well, everything. You
Why
can go
you
back to
stood
how he
this guy
started.
to start?
You can go back how he started. You could go back to one of his first subs out was Fagioli, the one guy who was playing
Hey,
semi.
the second half, he put two young guys. He take one young guy, take Fagioli. Fagioli don't deserve to go out.
No,
He always
that-
takes him out.
He could have stayed on the field. There was no
Yeah.
reason to take him out.
Listen, that's the thing. At the end of the day, let me ask you this question. Let's assume, worst case scenario, they keep the 15-point deduction, right? And let's say this other case that they're talking about, they give us another 10-point deduction, right? From where we are now. So instead of 23 points, we're at 13 points, which
So
would put us
They're battling
in
for relegation.
battling for relegation. Juventus, with the amount of games that are left, should Juventus not be able to fight their way well out of relegation?
Yeah, they should be able to.
But with Allegri, I have no faith that that's actually
Yeah,
gonna
but
happen.
you see, people they say even the Maria say, we were 38 points, and we dropped to 30, how we fail. If you feel like that, to stay out.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Who
If
you
you-
have people that want to run?
Yeah, because if the motivation is like, oh, we're not going to have a chance to win for anything or play, now you need people that care enough for the shirt to try to prove themselves are good players and to try to stay in Serie A. Because there's going to be enough people in Italy hate Juventus where either they're going to say some bullshit if you go straight to Serie B, or they're going to give them another 15-point deduction, and they're going to have to really, really have a good second half of the year to get out of it. and you should still be able to beat those teams. The problem is teams like Monza come to our field and kick our ass. That's the
that's the
problem.
thing. Like, you have a better roster than Monza. You just suck. Like,
That's the thing.
team.
That's what it breaks down to. And let's face it, Allegri, they're not firing because I think they can get out of the contract at the end of the year for not making the chip for free and for money. Otherwise, would Montano not be the coach right now?
Hey, and you see what happened? What happened after the loss with Monza? You know what the Allegri came out with?
Yeah, we got to fight for salvation.
We have to fight for the salvation. You never say this shit.
This goes based on our points.
You never say this shit.
You guys said last week he knows how to talk to the press.
I
Because
didn't.
you know maybe sack. You can never put a formation to win.
I didn't say none of that. And listen, I think he knows he's only there because of the cost of his pay.
Yeah.
And this game showed me
That's
that the
very
players.
fun. Like, to change the coach too. Like, there's so much changing right now. You don't want to change the coach.
Yeah, but at a certain point, like I'd rather.
Daniel,
I'd
I'll
rather
tell you something.
Change is good.
When the team changes the coach, all right, the first thing that the coach does, besides to work on the end, he put all the people, most of the people that he play with the first coach, they're going to be in. That's the change he's going to do. Now, as everybody say, when we did the 8th win, right, in a row, we won it because by mistake, we put him in Fagioli, all young people.
mistake because it's Allegri.
Right.
Because we were asking for that a
Right.
long time, right? He had no choice.
Now, why you start to take them out?
Because he's a moron. I mean, what other?
Instead
I know we
put
could
more
try to
and
make
more
this all.
young people.
We could try to make this all like creative and find new reasons, but at the end of the day, like, do you believe he knows anything about soccer? I don't. He doesn't know how to read the game. He doesn't know who's in form. He doesn't know how to play in his players' heads to get them motivated. His style of play is old school and outdated. He doesn't give the right mentality. So what does he bring to the table? What does he bring? If they had no coach there and they just said, here, you guys make the formation and go play, have a good time, you might get more out of those guys as they feel like they can do whatever the hell they
They're
want.
definitely more entertaining.
Yeah. So what are we getting from this guy?
Heartache.
If we didn't have this crazy contract that they gave him, and maybe there's a clause where they could fire him.
Another thing is they want to put more years in the contract. Did you hear that?
Who wants to put more years in the contract?
Yeah, they want to recontract to give him more years.
Who said that?
Yeah, even the paper say that.
No, is it more years or they're trying to figure a way to pay him over 10 years because they don't want to pay him?
No, but I don't understand. This guy, he don't like young people. He don't like young. And then we have under 19, under 23. We have a lot of young people. You should have a coach.
Listen,
that like young
this has
people.
nothing to do with young people, even, right? We know he doesn't favor young people, but at the very least, even if we want to say he doesn't not going to play any young people, you have to get more out of the people you're playing. Pretend the young people weren't even there. Every single established player that he has that they bought for these big teams sucks. They all went backwards with Allegri. So it has nothing to do, and forget about the fact that he can't even tell the young people are contributing more. That's a whole nother layer. He is waiting to get put out to pasture. Like he's waiting to get put out of his misery.
Like, he knows the writings on the wall. So
He's waiting to be put out.
If you think about the start formation is you put a Gatti on the right side and the Shili on the right side. Gatti is not ready to play Juventus. The Shili coming from injury.
I will say this about Gatti.
They put them on that side.
I will say Gatti played horrible in the first half. In the second half, he woke up. He actually showed some old school Chiellini, like just fight.
Yeah, but you see, it's an apple. You see Bremer. Bremer is sucking. He doesn't do nothing.
Yeah, he's been playing bad.
Right?
Yeah.
He's not able to say, oh, bro, let's try something. Bremer, go on the right side, the cat go in the middle. Let's try something.
Listen, he doesn't try anything. The point is, I still have to believe that we know something about soccer, that Bremer's a good player. He's playing bad because the team's playing bad and because it's the Allegri effect. I still believe Gatti has some good potential in there. I'm not going to.
No for Juventus.
Listen, I'll tell you what. The second half, when you saw them starting to,
If you notice, when you try to push and dribble, you lose the ball. all the
Okay,
time.
so who does that remind you of when he first came to Juventus?
Remind me
Yeah.
the Skriniar in the beginning.
No, Skriniar was never on Juventus.
No, Skriniar is
Yeah. Okay, and even Skriniar got better, but Juventus
but
player. But on
Yeah.
Juventus player who could not touch the ball without falling over? Chiellini. He was horrible.
See, but Chiellini, he was smart. He improved.
Yes, he was. Okay, he improved over time.
And you think Gatti has the time to improve like Chiellini?
They have to give him the time. They have to play next to someone smart.
Already, there's some people they kill their time.
No, but Gatti hasn't.
They say it's not good for you, man.
But that's up to the people. That's a fan.
The way they play, even Danilo is playing bad.
Well, listen, that's the difference between, I think, a stupid fan overreaction and someone who actually thinks they know what they're talking about. If I think Gatti had some talent, I'm not going to throw him out with the water after playing 5 games on a shitty team.
I'll tell you something else, Frank. There is a guy under 17 years old, the player under. And they brought him already under 23. He's a foreigner. So, but he doesn't never have the guts to push this guy.
It doesn't matter. Allegri's not going to be the coach of Juventus forever. Like, I really believe they're waiting to get this. Hopefully they have this clause where they could fire him without paying him money.
I didn't even know where you heard this. Where'd you hear that?
I thought you guys told me that if they don't make the top 4 Champions League, so I read that somewhere.
No, we were saying
if
they were saying if he doesn't, he's going to get fired.
Yeah, if he doesn't make the top 4, I heard that they could back out of it in year 3 without.
I never read the contract. I have no idea.
But I have no idea if that's true or not. But the point is, I still believe there's some people I still believe in. I still believe Bremer's playing horrible, but he's a good player. I still believe Gatti could become a good player.
No, but I think your point of no one getting better. I mean, you see in McKennie, they loaned him out. He's gone because he's useless on that team. So, and I bet you in England,
he's going to play fine.
What?
Yeah, he's going to play good.
He's going to play good in England. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be good on these.
Because people think McKennie sucked. He didn't suck.
No,
he was made worse because he was playing out of position.
Yeah.
Hey, today, you know what I read? McKenna's father say he criticized Juventus. He was not playing his role.
Yeah, I've been saying that.
And that's true, no?
It's true.
With
That's what I'm saying.
He play all over.
And that's why I think it's not fair for you to judge someone like Gatti, who just made the jump to Serie A. He's played what? How many games has Gatti played, guys? 5 games?
No, a little more than that.
Inconsistent, 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there. He's playing on a team that's in total disarray. They suck. They gave up 10 goals as a team in 3 games.
I'm not giving up on him after this season because of the crap that they've gone through. So,
and honestly, this is what I'm going to say, and then I'll let everybody else talk. Bob, you keep saying give the kids a chance, give the kids a chance. I agree with that, but the kids are going to come with good and bad. They're going to make mistakes. Gotti's a kid. Like, we have to be willing.
He's at 24.
But in experience, he's a kid.
The one I want to see play more is Sule. I want him to play more.
All of them.
He's good. He can do what Di Maria does. He can do what Dybala did, but he doesn't play him enough.
Oh, but all of them.
Sule is the one that needs to play.
But I said that when I saw him with Moretti in the preseason game. Remember? Sometimes, but don't think he's going to play 30 great games in a row.
No,
he's young.
I want him to play a match and play 90 minutes.
Agreed.
From F field, he should. That the whole thing he did the wrong. He just he didn't put a strength on the.
He needs more confidence.
But that's what I'm saying, Dan. You just nailed it. It's confidence and it's consistency.
But the kid's got skill. He can beat people one-on-one. He can cross the ball.
But that's what I say about Fagioli. I say that about Moretti, right? Like I say that Rovella. Like you have to be willing to build them over time if you're going to play the kids. Not go, oh, they played 5 bad games. Now they suck. Give me somebody else. That's not how it works.
You see, Fred, and it's even the society is not good because they saw Rovella in that game. The best midfielder was Rovella.
Yeah, and they took him out, and he took him out too.
Now, all right, for tidiness.
70 minutes is 22.
Juventus don't see him and bring him back and make him play. No.
I think they will. You don't think they will?
They will.
Into the summer.
End of the summer, you don't think?
I don't know.
Again.
Especially, I don't know.
He's not going to get loaned out again. He's going to get sold if they don't keep him.
They got to keep him. They got to bring him back. Honestly, the point where I am with Juventus, I almost want things to get so bad, like where they barely stay in Serie A or whatever, and I want them to fight. I want them to get rid of every player. Rabiot.
I said that last week. I said they have to hit rock.
If they were smart, they should do one thing. That's it. Get the guys Perini.
Yep.
And all the other people, let them play.
Yeah.
If, for example, some people that like they know what Juventus mean, like Locatelli, he declare himself Juventino.
And Locatelli's young too, by the way.
Yeah.
Danilo, he like to play for Juventus.
Yeah.
People that feel.
That's what it is. Like you really,
literally, you guys are missing one thing again. We're not in the Champions League. Kays is going to want to go. Vlahovic is going to want to go.
When we went to Serie B,
I don't think that's necessarily
true. Buffon, Trezeguet, Camoranesi.
Yeah, they all stayed.
Vlahovic has been here for 9 months. He does not care.
Well, I think I could say, okay, so I think maybe I'm hoping Chiesa decides to stay.
Him, maybe, yeah.
Vlahovic depends. He really wanted to come to
Juventus. The way he's playing,
he's not playing. He was injured. Now you're going to count, 20 minutes?
When we got a Vlahovic, I said, we have a Vlahovic.
Agreed. Who broke him? Allegri.
You broke. The first thing you get rid of the Balladol guy who made him.
I mean, literally in the 25 minutes he played yesterday, he didn't get one ball. He got one off to the side.
Yeah, it was bad.
That was it. He didn't touch a ball.
Plus, and the formation. You start Keane. Why don't you start Milan?
I don't know.
Well, Milik's out now for a month. He got hurt.
Yeah, I know. He got me. I think it's go on the wrong way. Maybe you would have started at the beginning. You would not get hurt.
Listen, let me ask you this question, right? Because so Dan, you said they have to hit up rock bottom. I agree with that. Are we not there yet? Is there more to hit? You think?
I think first of all there could be more fines and more penalties because of the salary thing too. That hasn't been finalized.
Okay, well, Daddy just said Inter's won the championship without paying the players. How is Juventus going to get in trouble for 4 months?
I don't know how it works. All I know is that's in play.
Because I remember during COVID, a lot of teams were saying they were asking players to defer their salary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the way that Juventus put it back into their contract with bonuses and stuff. Now I heard that they're going to have Ronaldo testify against them because he's got evidence too. There's so much.
Wait, so what did they do? What was the shady part?
But also say with Ronaldo, there was a paper, but he didn't sign.
But wait, what are they saying? I don't know the detail. What are they saying that they did shady about it?
Because they changed contract in the bonuses or something.
No, listen to me. COVID, the 2021 with the COVID, when we didn't have no spectator, no nothing, no player, they talk to the players. Say instead of for salary, we're going to give you a treat, but you're going to get to this treat. Maybe not in that moment. You understand?
Deferred payments. Deferred.
Yeah, but didn't the other teams do that too? That's what I don't understand.
Oh, the Inter won the championship without a play.
All I know is Juventus has more eyes on them. They get their phones tapped constantly. Be smarter with how you deal with your business.
100% agreed.
Whatever this Procura de Torino, interception, tell him, it's just Juventus.
They'll watch more.
But okay, again, this is Italy. This is Italy. This is Serie A. And FIGC, not understanding what they have, what their product is. Their product is supposed to be high quality soccer, and their big brands are teams like Juventus, Milan. Every time you shit on them, right? You think you're just taking on Juventus. You're taking out on all of Serie A.
You know what? They complain. Italy became the worst championship in the 50s.
This is why
England gets more money.
Yeah.
If you are against Juventus, which is the head of
the team that represents you in worldwide, right?
Already the other team, they have the people that put money. I probably understand fair. PSG spend how much money? Chelsea much. Oh, why? Hey, I don't understand.
No, but I'm just thinking. Do you guys agree with me there that like Serie A, like yes, they want teams not to cheat, of course. But I think that this hate of Juventus is they're losing sight of the big picture. Like they're burying Italian soccer more and more. Like every year that goes on, where you don't have big teams like Juventus in the Champions League, there's
but
no
Frank,
global presence.
And besides that,
What?
when Italy did good, the team who was representing Italy, Juventus, 7-8 from
Yeah, fine, that's fine. But what were you saying, Dan?
No, but I'm saying like it's not the league that's investigating. This is a prosecutor doing his research.
Okay, a prosecutor. So here's my other question. But here's my question. Okay, Dan. So Dan, here's my question. The way I understand it was there was no official law against this. Like there's no criminal law about saying your player is worth more money, right? This is a soccer thing. So if there's this outside body bringing it on as prosecutor, it's not a sport thing, then I don't understand what the problem is.
Yes, but
Frank, if you talk about pros violence, right? There is no law about the pros violence.
That's what I'm saying.
There is no law,
so it has to be. So it has to be tried by a sport thing, right? It can't be tried by criminal or anything because there's no law.
You try for them.
And even if it is a sport thing, there's no law in the sports. So that's what I don't understand. And I wish I read Italian more and whatever. But I'm like, but I don't understand because my point is, I feel like everything is just like hearsay, and they go after Juventus, and then it just dies. The other teams don't have to do anything.
No, you know what I think. I think it's something personal. So like instead of to say we go after Juventus and we want to compete with England, we want to compete with. If we cut the wing to Juventus, you should cut now the wing to Inter, Milan, and Napoli. Hey, play.
Who said that's not going to happen?
Your point of you hurt Juventus, you hurt the entire league is right. I get that. I get what you're saying. But at the same time, I don't feel sorry for them because they do shady shit. And
they're not the only one who do that.
Listen, sometimes sometimes they do shady shit, but I still haven't had someone explain this to me exactly what they did that other teams don't do.
Frank Paratici's books were messed up. He had the incorrect values next to people's names. He had values.
Well, you talk about the 15. Yeah, 15.
Yeah, so Paratici is a gift that keeps on giving. Like maybe they should not have made this guy in charge, but he didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
And that's everybody. There is no law about that.
Yeah, but still, okay.
When you're a publicly traded company, though, like that makes a difference.
If he was trying to just do that like crazy, and we used to make fun of it, right? What was some of the exchanges they made, and like you get some guy $20 million. Portanovo was $20 million, wasn't he?
Arthur for Pjanic was right there, a red flag for everyone in the world.
Yeah. But see,
why they don't get even Barcelona?
Well, that's my thing, because like FIFA and UEFA are all like, oh, we're gonna ban them for the cups. What about Barcelona and all them? It takes
Barcelona
2 teams.
Didn't have money up until yesterday.
I get what you're saying. It's just what happened.
And then one thing, take Inter. Yes, 700 million debts. And still they say, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. Well, come on.
I don't know. I guess my point is I have enough. We have enough to be pissed off just from the product on the field, which is what I want to care about. Mm-hmm. But then when you feel like you got all this crap on top of you too, where they want to send you in Serie B, and I got to be honest, I don't think it's going to be the same way, Bob, if they go to Serie B again, because they had players like Buffon and Del Piero and Deschamps as the coach. It was a different time money wise. Like if you keep them from the Cubs, you put them in Serie B, it may be 4 or 5 years until Juventus gets their financial house in order.
Yeah, they're not staying.
Like it's not going to be like, oh, we're back and everybody come back.
Yeah, but you couldn't not even for like Chiesa or Vlahovic, you couldn't loan them out for a year and be like, hey, go play for a team.
Well, you could. Yeah, you could. I mean, you could do that. Actually, I like that Dan just said. That's creative at least, right? I want to keep him, but I want him to play somewhere good.
Inter, take Chiesa for a year. And then
I wouldn't give him to Inter. I'd send him to England or something.
Saying whoever, anyone. If it's going to get, if that's
going to get cannot do that because the player wants money too. You cannot do. It's the player account, not them.
Well, yeah, I mean they want to be in these champs, and the point is, if they got rid of all these players, the reason they won Serie B so easily was because they had Del Piero and if they go down with all young kids, Fagioli and Miretti, they're good, but there's no guarantee. You better have a good coach. There's no guarantee they're going to win.
Hey, by the way, parenthesis, did you see what happened to Zaniolo?
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did you read?
Yeah.
What?
Practically, Zaniolo maybe spoke to Tottenham and some other team
Bournemouth.
with the Milan. They told him, all right, you're going to come with us. Maybe he did the country, the deal with them. And Roma, what happened? Roma want to send didn't give him to Milan or Tottenham, but he want to give it to Bournemouth and I don't know.
Bournemouth.
A team that has to go in Serie B in England.
Yeah.
Now he say he's out of our project.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move over to that since we talked about Juventus for a half hour. So Zaniolo,
I mean, this is something to put in the inquiry.
So
Come on.
they accepted for one team, but they didn't accept for the other teams, and he doesn't want to go there. And now they basically iced him out of the squad, and he's not even going to be dressed anymore.
Yeah, but isn't his contract over soon?
I don't know.
In a year, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so it might be.
I think he's got like 18 months left, and they said he's never going to play again for Rome.
So he could be iced out like Rabiot was iced out for PSG. Like he didn't dress after. Which
and another thing is Rabiot. Why do we keep people for? Why do we not?
We're not
going back to that. We're talking about Rome now. So they potentially lose one of their better players. Well, he hasn't had a good season.
But still, they mishandle that. Like, why didn't they just take the money?
Well, no, but he also wanted to go. Like, he made it known that he wanted to go out. But, yeah, they mishandled with saying, hey, yes, you can go here, but you can't go here. We don't like that offer and all that, whatever. But now they screwed themselves because now they have a really good player who's just going to sit on their bench.
Well, maybe for the rest of the year. I think they'll sell him in the summer. Like, what are you going to do? Right. Like, if you're going to make some money, what are you going to do? To get nothing? What's the point?
They still have a day or two to sell him, right?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think he's pretty much locked out. So, and they played – who they play this week, Chris?
Napoli.
They played Napoli, right? And they lost 2-1. Napoli keeps winning. Osimhen, if you didn't see Osimhen's goal, it was beautiful. You should watch it. Mm-hmm. Rome had some chances, but Napoli's just too good. they really are. It's 53 points. No one's even close to them. No one's going to approach them.
Oh, this is going to go down as the year that they're going to win. No one's going to remember except for Naples fans, because the league just sucks. It's like they're like 20 points ahead.
So inconsistent.
They got all these other scandals going on.
A scandal, you know what? Sometimes some people they want to try to put in even Juventus, because Osimhen is the case Osimhen. But some people push for Napoli to go down too. So Inter's going to win another campaign too.
Well, why? But because the Osimhen thing was a big deal, though, wasn't it?
It's not going to happen. Though. I think what Napoli's got to worry about, like I think this is their year, but I don't know that they're going to be able to keep even half of these players after the season. Like Osimhen is going to get
200 million somewhere.
Yeah, but he loves Napoli.
Yeah, but they're going to get so many offers for him.
He's going to get money close to like Mbappe.
Yeah, he's going to get
not maybe a edge underneath because he's only done it a year or two, but they're going to probably get $200 million for him.
No.
Oh,
yeah, you don't think?
I think it's $100 million.
Well, they paid 80, so that's not that big of a deal.
They paid 40.
Yeah, with that finagle, that DLA finagle.
Yeah, how is that okay?
It's not. It's being investigated.
But for them, though, like they have to. Obviously, they're going to win it this year. But as far as Champions League, like they really have to push for it because, like I said, next year, unless they replenish everyone again, there's going to be tons of people down.
Yeah, listen, that's got to be somehow Italy's got to figure that out too, right? You can't have every team ripped apart from all their players like anytime they play something good.
That happens everywhere, every league, Frank. You get good and you lose players.
It's
money, but sometimes there used to be a day where the owners say, "No, I'm not selling people."
Like because that Napoli team.
No, my Frank, that's easy. You know why England this is the best championship for the rights.
Yeah,
the rights. Now, if you go after Juventus, you Italia, go after Juventus, what rights you want to have? When Juventus is not there, Inter is not there, Napoli is not, who's going to give it the
Yeah,
right?
that's
Sucks for the Napoli
Even
side.
even of course, Ronaldo, he went to play Saudi Arabia. Nobody can see him.
What
Who's
does
going to
he
get
care?
his rights?
well. The thing is, though, that's the thing. Like Napoli and all these teams, like if Italy can't keep on to any of these good players in the league, like they're never going to be able to attract bigger television rights money,
No, because
right? Because it's like,
Frankie, it's natural, it's normal. When people want to go to, there was a moment, Italy was the best championship.
yeah,
But
90s.
all the players they used to come in there. All right? And now nobody wants to come here to play. So what kind
I
of
mean, they still like the
championship?
lifestyle, and some people still appreciate
Yeah, no.
Serie A.
People who play in Naples love it. It's a
Yeah,
goal.
the problem is a team. Because I
People want to
remember,
win and want the money.
yeah, but do you remember when Napoli had like Hamsik and that whole team? They kept them together for a while, like
Yeah,
for
because
5
they
or
had
6 years.
people who like love the badge.
So
like,
maybe it could happen again, right?
Now people love the badge. The whole chance for Italy, Juventus and everybody else is to go with young people at best. That's it.
Well,
Build a team with young people.
I think that's
Because
actually something
young people, you can give a million, 2 million a year,
But we said that, and we've come up with rules on how to make it happen more. But like, you have to dress four people.
Well, there was rules. There was rules like that, Bob. Remember in the 90s, early 2000s, when they had each team had to play like 2 Italians or 3 Italians. They got rid of it.
There was a rule. The Italians you couldn't have no more than 2 people.
Yeah, outside.
Outside the EU, they got rid of all these rules, and I think you're right though. I think if they can invest in these young players, that they could pay. First of all, if they could pay them less money, right, and that can make them profitable again, because all these teams are losing so much money, they can't reinvest in the team. So if you look.
No, I was just gonna hit it. It's just shitty for Napoli because, like, I want to see a dynasty of this team.
I think De Laurentiis might try to keep it together for 2 years, 3 years.
You don't see dynasty at all. You know why they don't see dynasty? Because a team from England they come to Osimhen and say, "I'll give you 150 million." They learn and say, "Okay."
Yeah, there's
and
no
to
way.
him, I say, "I'll give you 10 million." What I have to stay to get?
I don't blame him.
You'd be stupid to turn that down. Like, any businessman would say, "Yes, take him." Like, who's gonna reject?
Skriniar left. Skriniar.
Yeah.
Skriniar left. For 10 million is going to get it.
See, the thing is, though, you have to know who's worth paying and who's not worth paying, right? Like
the people in Napoli are worth paying.
You can do it 2 ways. You can say, I can't keep everyone. I'll sell Osimhen and I'll redo a whole team and I'll keep everybody else, right? Or you can say, no, Osimhen, I'm going to pay as much to keep him for a couple more years, then I'm going to sell him. So I'll raise his salary to 10 million. I'll keep him happy, right? I'll extend his contract and then I'll sell him.
Frank, when you are to concentrate on young people, even if they don't stay with you a long time, by someone has become good, you can sell him and make money.
Well, that's why Juventus, I go back to Gasparini.
How Sassuolo play? He sells 3-4 per player every year. He can become championship.
Well, that's why I go back to Gasparini. Like, he brings a ton of value. He pays for himself, Fraudulent, times 20. Because every year he builds up 2 or 3 young guys that gives them value that they never had. So, like, in a way, look, you know what I mean? If you pay him $5 million as a coach, he's making you $50 million, right? Like, as opposed to Allegri, and they're winning. I gave you $200 million worth of value. Now they're worth 50.
Oh, and you know, instead of Zaniolo, who went to do that team of Traore.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Traore is going to go to Bournemouth.
30 million.
30 million, yeah.
Traore.
30. Traore. He's good.
He's good, but it's crazy.
He's good. No, but you see, this is to talk about people. What do you think?
No,
he came and you go boom, boom. He get the money.
And he's nothing special, but he's getting they're getting $30 million for him.
Well, listen, that's the other thing with Italy, right? Okay, so if you have all this money coming in from England, right? If you have young players and you could turn players out like Traore, right? Versions of that every year. If all these little teams could sell a couple Traores to England and make 50 million, 60 million for a small team like Monza or Empoli, like that will raise the entire amount of money in the
Yeah,
league.
but, and then again, Frank, and
Only
then
if you
again,
reinvest it.
Well,
then
yeah,
again, remember, I know the times change now. People like Buffon, Trezeguet, Del Piero, they didn't want to go to. They don't look about money. They could go to play Real Madrid and everything.
It was a different
When they
time.
went to say that
the difference
they
in
stay
money was
with
also
Juventus,
less.
no,
What about
The difference in money was also less back
no,
then.
no, but they stay with Juventus. These young people could be there. They get the DNA Juventus and they love Juventus. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They're going to be under the Piero. But you have to start with the other people
one way to help? And I don't even
because
know.
you don't have money to
I don't-
compete with England, with with the English people.
One way to help with money, I don't even know if this is legal, if they can do it, but like to keep people in the league, are they allowed to be like, hey, if you're getting sold to a different country, can they add like a tax as a league? Like, hey, you got to pay an extra 5-10% if you want to get out of this league, like to the team that's buying.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could set up a release clause for probably if the guy will sign it for Serie A versus outside, right? Like that's what
Yeah,
because
But you see,
Brazilians do that all the
and
time.
you see
Yeah.
what happened lately. When I used to play soccer, you used to sign for one team and you'll be dead with that team. You cannot go nowhere, right? Now, the player that they signed the contract 3-4 years, they count. The society they count nothing.
Yeah,
honestly, like for
You
them
see,
to
for example, Rabiot, he didn't want to go to play 12. We lost to 20 or 25 million with one team. He didn't want to go to play in England.
yeah, the players with the power, we know that.
yeah, and that's not gonna.
No,
And
that's
again,
has to be changed too.
No. They should pick where they want to play.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah, you
invest-
pick
I
where you want
invest
to
and
work.
go, you make money. I invested in you and you go make money whatever you want.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
We signed a
for me,
contract.
nothing.
I want to stay. I'm staying.
No, but his point is that they can just go up and leave at any point of that
Yeah,
contract.
But they should. They
Yeah,
should have
Juventus-
the right to do that.
No, but Juventus want to sell Rabiot.
Yeah.
20 or 25. Why didn't he go?
He
He
didn't
doesn't
want to
want
go to that team. I don't blame
They
him.
don't want to.
They don't want to. Are you wait to 20? No, if it was a mod, you know what he would have done? Go into Tribuna.
Okay,
Watch
and-
the game.
He still would have.
that was my thing. They should have done that with Rabiot, right? Because they said you're going to miss the World Cup. You really decide if you want to go play or not.
Cup, you know what?
Listen,
But anyway, you know the fact of the matter.
The Maria, they should have signed him for 1 year. You kidding?
There's the bad decisions. Then we're talking about contract. Like if you remember the big free agency, which that's what this is, right? Your contract runs out and you're a free agent, right? Was caused big problems in baseball. They tried to do everything they could to not have free agency.
Yeah, but the difference here is you can negotiate 6 months before your contract's even up in soccer.
Well, they
yes,
tried
that
1
is
year.
yeah.
They tried to contract to 1 year, 1 year before, 1 year and a half.
Yeah.
And
That's
some people decide to stay there, because they don't want to go
Well,
here.
so the example that you were using, though, Frank, I mean, that's the thing with Skriniar. Like, he's out of contract in June, and Inter's, I think, being smart because he already signed a contract for June of PSV. But why not try to get some money now?
You make a couple $1 million.
Yeah, but you see, but even in this case, it was wrong, even the Inter, because there was a time PCG wanted to spend 50 million.
Yeah,
but that's the
conversation.
Do you
but now they don't have
that?
to.
But do you remember the conversation I had? When did we have it? Was with Delit when I said to you, no, you have to either re-sign him or you have to sell him with 2 years left on his contract.
You can't let anyone last for the last year.
When you get into the 1 year, you lose all your leverage because the team goes, well, just hold off. I'll sign you for free. I'll give you a little bit more money in your pocket.
So Skriniar, they should sell him with 50 million. No, they wanted 60, 70.
They lost their leverage.
If I was running the team.
Skriniar, you know what he's saying? In July, I'm going to play with PCNG. If you want to make some money, take 10 million. Now in January, go
Yeah.
in January.
If I was running a team, any player that I thought had long term, let's say they're 25, 24, and I wanted them to put on a team, I would sign a 5-year contract. And on year 3, I would know, do I want this player or not want this player? And I would sell them with 2 years left.
You never get it in their last year, yeah.
Either they re-sign, they extend it, even if it's an extra year and it goes from 2 years left to 3 years, I keep moving it like that so I can re-sign, but I never get to the point where I can lose you for free.
Or you leave yourself options, like I have a team option to extend. You have to be smart.
No, you can't afford to lose a player for free.
No. Not when it costs you that much to transfer them to your team.
But anyway, let's talk about some of the games, though, because we've been going on too long. So we know, Napoli won. That's great. They keep winning. They're going to keep winning. What are some other games that happened this weekend, Chris?
I mean, Milan got rocked.
So, yeah, Milan was a Saturday 6:30 a.m. game, right?
Berardi like to score against the
Berardi always plays good against Milan. But they won 5-2. One thing from this weekend, and I don't know if you guys noticed, if you watched the highlights, but the new VAR assistance for the offsides, I think helps a lot. If you've seen it with tennis, they do the tennis ball in and out.
Yeah.
It's instant, it's accurate, and I think it's going to save a lot of headaches. And it happened twice in that game where Milan got 2 goals taken away.
But you see what I would do for the good of the game, right? I wouldn't account time.
No, I agree. Maybe if you want to change the rule, but I think that's
I think it should be their feet.
The shoulder.
I think it should be their feet.
Well, it should be whatever can score. Your arm can't score, so why is that offsides?
Well,
yeah, but people want to see goal.
My thing is, I think it's like, did you gain an advantage? So, like, by my arm sticking out or my elbow or my pinky, like, what advantage did I gain?
It could be.
How?
Positioning.
Momentum is
It
an
could be an
advantage.
advantage.
Momentum going forward. I just think you're right. You want to see more goals. If you want to change the rule, great. But I think that technology helps a lot.
Well, listen, the VAR offside thing has been working pretty well for a long time.
No, but this is even better now, Frank. Like that play in the beginning of the year where Di Maria was not offsides and they had the defender. Remember, I think it was the Monza game, the first one, where he wasn't offsides. They have now camera angles where you see the whole field and you can see straight down the line and it's clear cut. Like that saves time right there and a correct call. So I really like that. But just to go as far as the game, like
if I was to do it myself just to keep the game more fun, I would keep VAR for offsides
and get rid of it for everything.
And get rid of it for everything else and go back to the referee. And just good or bad, depending on the referee, and just
handballs up to the ref.
Handballs up to the ref. Just back to
you say that, but you would be pissed.
No, I'm pissed now. So what's the point? I don't want to spend 6 hours going, is it a goal? Can I celebrate? It's not a goal.
That's not a bad idea. But Milan
but
that was the benefit of soccer.
The goal. I remember when Buffon did the save with Milan, right? And the ball was this much. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And so they find out for the line, goal line, the ref, they have to watch that when ring is goal past the line.
Yeah, I think the goal line technology has been there forever. Good. We leave the. But here's the thing: soccer had one main advantage of every other sport. Do you guys know what it is? Do you know what I'm thinking?
Continuous. There's no
continuous, no stops. Baseball has stops. Football has stops. Basketball has stops. Hockey has stops. Soccer was continuous, and now we have the water break when it's hot. We have stopping VAR every 10 seconds for a handball or a foul. Like, that's not good, better for the game. For me, it's not a better product. Like, that was what soccer had, right?
No, but if it's too hot, they have to drink,
But I'm saying, the nose now it's like 20-minute water break. That.
That's an exaggeration.
It's at 20 minutes. I mean, like, you want to keep the water break for health because we know more about people's health, fine. But the VAR adds nothing to me. They still get something wrong. It's dumb. I'm like, just make it. I'd rather be pissed at a ref.
No,
I'd rather go off and scream about the ref for the next weekend.
I wasn't trying to bring up a whole discussion on VAR. I was just saying that technology is going to save time and it's better for the league. Good. So I wanted to talk about the actual game because
sometimes they annul a goal for this much of foot. This much.
That's the rule. They're going by the rule.
Yeah, but that's wrong.
Did you guys watch this game? I know it was early.
I saw the first goal live. We're still talking about the Milan Napoli game, right?
The Milan Sassuolo game.
Oh no, I did not see the Milan Sassuolo game.
So, Milan scored first, Giroud scored, but that was an offsides goal. Then Sassuolo started pouring it on. People want to blame the goalie. I know Magnan's not there, and the goalie on Frattesi's goal was terrible. A near post, shot to the near post that should have been saved. But the rest, their defense is so bad. Like Calabria getting beat with speed down the wing, like their center defenders getting so much space. It's really, really not what you're used to seeing from them, and they're on the big
Milan was missing tomorrow and the other guy, what's his name? The guy, the foreign, the blood.
Kyer.
Oh God, yeah, but he hasn't played at all.
The Milan. What you say with Milan? It's the Decatelar. I don't know.
The Ketelar plays terrible. He's not.
He played there since he played, and he cannot do nothing. But who's not play well in the Milan? Gattuso is not playing the way he used to play.
Who?
Gattuso. You talking about Tonali?
Well, Tonali.
Gattuso, we went way back.
Stepped down today, by the way, in his job. They were on the brink of relegation. He's no longer coaching.
Oh, he got fired?
Tonali, the other guy, the other midfield is not playing the well.
Benacer, yeah.
Benacer. Leao, his head is not there.
He's going to go.
So he didn't play. Krunic started. Gabia started. They need answers because their team is playing awful.
I think Milan is as had this worse shape than Juventus. Juventus has a reason.
No.
Milan,
well, I think the one credit I give to Juventus is Maldini's done a good job with Milan.
No.
Yeah, he has at least.
I was agreeing with you last year, but every single person he brought in this year has sucked.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying in terms of philosophy.
He basically, the people.
He basically said we can't compete with all this. We're going to build with young people.
I think he's doing it the right way.
But their young people have all sucked this year that they brought in. No one's played good.
Yeah, but they were also in second place for a while.
Yeah, I'm not counting
you see what happened when a team won a championship, and they say they're going to create a cycle. And the other team, the whole F cycle, besides Juventus, when they won 9 championship, is Napoli because he's 10 there in the first place. The rest, and the rest there in the first place and play good 2, 3 years, 4 years.
Building dynasties is very hard, and they're seeing it right now. But they definitely need Magnan back. And they got to figure out what they're doing on defense because they're.
And Napoli, don't you think he lasts long even if they win the championship?
No, because they're going to sell it.
Because next year, look who's going to leave in next year. The Chinese, come si chiama?
Kim is going to leave too, you think?
Kim, man.
He's Korean.
Why is Kim going to leave?
Because everyone's
crazy offers for these people, Frank. It's so hard to keep a dynasty in Italy. It's impossible.
You cannot keep. That's
okay, fine. But what does Kim make right now? Like $2 million?
Yeah, not a lot. That's what I'm saying.
So if they wanted to keep him, they could say, "Listen, we're going to keep you. We're going to pay you 5 million."
No, England's going to come a team. I say, "Go and give you 7."
Oh well, if everyone's going to give them unlimited money,
it's only, that's what I don't understand. England, the England team, they spend. I don't know.
Right. We're not going to get into that.
Kim is Korean, though. They're pretty loyal. He may stay if they win.
We're going on 55 minutes, so we're going to move on.
All right, what's the other games?
The only other one we have is Lazio Fiorentina was 1-1.
This game, I don't know if you guys saw it. I saw the highlights, but Lazio scored an early goal. Casale on a corner kick, just like a dinker. It was kind of.
Fiorentina couldn't win.
Fiorentina should have won this game. They had so many more chances. And in the 95th minute, Milinkovic hit a crossbar off a corner kick. They had so many more chances and played way better. And that's what you get from Fiorentina. You get the inconsistent, hey, we're really good and we play well, but we don't score. And then that's the same thing you get from Lazio. They play amazing.
Yeah. Now they play us when Thursday.
Yeah, the Italian Cup. Lazio.
They're gonna score a 5 goal on us.
Yep.
Oh wait, he's come around.
Yes.
He Juventus to win 3-1 every game. Now he's
Watch,
like,
we'll all pick against Juventus. Juventus will win 4-0.
No, the last game we won 3-0 with Lazio before the
Immobile did come back. He was subbed in after injury, but
But I hope they're not rushing him.
Fiorentina should have won. And
I
Fiorentina,
thought this Sunday we would have saw Pogba. He started to practice, but the situation don't allow him to.
well, he was right. He was warming up on the sideline for a long time. So that's the other game. Chris, quickly go off over the other games.
Let's see. Bologna, Spezia. Bologna won 2-0.
I don't really care about that.
Lecce and Salernitana 2-1 Salernitana.
Yeah, Lecce was winning, I think, in this game, and then came back.
Empoli Torino tied 2-2.
Which I said after we all made our picks that game.
No, Torino was losing 2-0.
Yeah, Empoli was winning 2-0, and then Torino scored. The last 15 minutes of that game were pretty crazy. They had scored 2 goals.
Inter beat Cremonese 2-1. Carnesecchi's ridiculous.
Carnesecchi made good saves.
He's really
Lukaku scored at the end to,
Well, good. Maybe he'll be Juventus' goal in Serie B next year.
Yeah,
He's really good.
That is not a team, but I have mine.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm done with Szczesny. Can we admit that he's no good?
Yeah. But Carnesecchi makes some ridiculous saves. Atalanta beat Samp 2-0.
Samp actually had a lot. Samp's one of those teams that has tons of chances every week, and they just can't score. They had a lot of chances this game.
Yeah. And then I think today, Udinese tied Verona 1-1, right?
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that. The one thing coming out of Atalanta is that Inter might want to buy Demiral to replace Skriniar.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any truth to that.
Do they want Bonucci?
Sure.
I do not think they want Panucci.
Hey, we can give it to him for free. Just take us
They
out.
did take a Cherby, so who knows?
Yeah. Where is Bonucci, by the way?
He's hurt.
What does he have wrong with him?
I don't know. His left testicle.
Not that I'm a huge want Bonucci back, but I'm like, where the hell has this guy been?
I don't know. He's got an injury.
Moving on to the table, Napoli's got 54. Inter 40.
53. I think I typed that wrong.
All right, whatever. 53. Inter 40. Lots 38. Atalanta 38. Milan 38. Juventus.
And Roma 37.
Yeah. Juventus 23 points behind Monza and Fiorentina and Empoli.
The Tuscan club's taking it to him.
Bottom 3.
How many points from relegation is Juventus?
13, so 11.
11 points from relegation.
Oh, 10.
Verona, Samp,
Verona
and
has
Cremonese.
13.
Oh, yeah. Verona has 13.
I think they're going to give us the 50 points.
You still think they're going to get the points back?
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is they're going to get some points back out of the 15. They're going to lose
No.
10
Frank,
points.
you made a mistake on that. I don't think they're allowed to do some. It's either all or nothing.
Oh.
When they make the decision.
Either all or
it's
nothing.
0.
Oh, they're gonna keep it then.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
keeping
they're
it.
going to keep it.
They're gonna keep
I
the
don't
15.
think so.
I think
In
so.
addition to the wage one that they're going to get.
And the wage one maybe will be another 15. That would put them at. If
I
they
want
took
them to end the season with -6 points.
No, if they took 15 points off of where they were right now.
Negative 6 points, and they start to Serie B with 6 million.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
They'd be
I'd
last
be
next
awful.
week.
actually.
Then they find something else and they bring it Serie B.
If
They're under 23.
you took 15 points and another 15 points off, then they'd be at 8 points. It'd be with Cremonese
Yeah,
last
the
place.
last place.
So let me ask you, if they do that, let's just say worst case scenario, they take another 15 points and then take them at 8 points. Do we think they would have enough to get out of the bottom 3?
Yes.
Are they taking it away right now, the other 15 points? Like you're saying?
Yeah, assuming now that they don't take it away. Like
They're still not getting relegated.
you still think they're not going to relegate with Allegri as
So
coach?
bad down
You know,
10 points.
Frank, I'll tell you something.
That puts them 10 points behind Spezia, though.
No,
Especially
if something like that would happen, someone could go crazy.
I wanted to have the drama. I would
Yeah, that
love
would be
it.
kind of cool.
That's bad.
That'd
You're
be a
talking
nice
about a
documentary.
movie right here. Like this would be like such a documentary.
There is a crazy people on the fair. No,
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah,
So,
just,
but I'm just saying, if they
people
gave
like
another,
you and me and talk.
if they got to 8 points right now, how many games are left? 18 more games.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of games, Frank. That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't matter. They're not going to
I don't know.
go.
I just have no faith in Allegri. If they were 10 points behind Spezia right now, you would just still Juventus would still catch. But they just lost to Monza.
Juventus calcio con corto muso.
Well, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
Corto muso winning the game.
That's what I'm saying.
Actually, some guy, if a situation like that happened, he would go for the tie every time.
Try to get 18 points with the tie.
Tie.
All right, we got to move on here. Our predictions from last week.
We sucked again, I think.
We all got the Napoli-Rome game correct, except for Daddy.
I didn't get him.
You didn't get anything right. I got the Lazio-Fiorentina game right, and no one got any other points. So
awesome.
I have 42. Dan has 35.
We may have to think of a new segment next year because picking the games right isn't our thing.
Daddy has 33, and
That's
Frank has 31.
That's why I don't bet.
All right, well let's see. I'm going 4 for 4 this week. So.
I don't have the games in front of me, Chris. So if you want to read them and pick them,
So I have it. We got Cremonese and Lecce, Rome versus Empoli, Sassuolo versus Atalanta.
Oh, Cremonese Lecce is interesting before Juventus.
All right, let me finish. Spezia versus Napoli, Torino versus Udinese, Fiorentina versus Bologna, Inter versus Milan. That's a big game. Verona versus Lazio, Monza versus Samp, and then Salernitana versus Juventus.
okay. So Chris, I don't have it in front of you. You pick the games. Just pick them.
Inter Milan. We're gonna start with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's home technically?
Inter.
3-1 for Inter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with him. The way Milan's playing right now, there's no way in hell they're getting 3 points. The most they're getting is a tie, but I don't even see that. I'm saying 2-1 Inter.
Everything screams clear win for Inter for me, and since you guys are picking Inter, I'm gonna more say on the derby that it's always close. It'll be 2-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 1-1, even though Milan's playing like horse shit. 1-1.
I said 3-1. The whole time I'm going to go with Inter.
But mostly just because Milan's playing so bad.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm just saying,
They're awful right now.
We should pick. Salernitana, Juventus. We're picking
2-1 Salernitana.
Salernitana's home.
Yes.
Vlahovic and Pogba should be back, but they do have a midweek game versus Lazio too. So I don't know.
2-1 Salernitana. Vlahovic scores and Salernitana wins 2-1.
Kadreva, makes them their bitch.
They've been playing good.
Win 3-2.
Oh, you poor ignorant fool.
I was saying 1-0 Salernitana.
3-2
How much?
Salernitana.
4-0, you said?
1-0.
1-0.
3-2 Salernitana.
So 3 of us picked Salernitana. So Salernitana is behind us right now, or are they ahead of us?
They're very close. I don't know.
They are behind 2 points.
So they could
So
pass
they're going to
it.
pass us then.
Yeah.
This is disgraceful.
What other games do you guys want to pick here? Rome, Empoli?
Rome Empoli's not a terrible. Empoli's home.
No.
Rome's home.
There's Sassuolo Atalanta.
It's Fiorentina Bologna.
Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah, that's good too.
I don't care. Pick one. Which one?
Fiorentina, Bologna. Fiorentina's home. 2-1
1-1.
Fiorentina.
1-1.
2-0 Fiorentina.
2-2.
Okay. And one more. Sassuolo, Atalanta, you want to pick?
Sure.
Sassuolo's home.
What, does Lukman get 6 goals in this game?
It's going to be high scoring.
Lukman's been insane, and his goals are so nice every time he scores.
4-3 Atalanta.
2-2.
3-1 Atalanta.
2-0 Atalanta.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Hour and 4 minutes, by the way. We need to wrap this up.
We got a lot to say.
All right.
Allegri out?
Yeah.
Allegri out.
If you like what you
Inferno.
heard, give us a follow, subscribe.
Allegro.
Next week, Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for listening.
We'll hopefully won't be on the lower rings of Inferno by then.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.